actually, that was my first movie. So yeah, I mean, it was my very first movie. So absolutely, it was exciting, to play that kind of role that was so well written and so three-dimensional. And I loved the story, and I loved that, that movie was very, very groundbreaking in the Indian community, in the South Asian world, in terms of the things that they dealt with. So it was just really great to be a part of that. So, I mean, anyone's first movie being that kind of character will absolutely open up so much stuff. So yes, and that was back in late 90s, 98, I think we shot it. So yeah, I mean, it was my very first movie, and I feel like, I mean, it's hard for me to watch it because I feel like I've grown a lot, and I wish I could do that over because that character is so rich that I'm like, oh, if I could just be a better actor when I had done it then, But yes, I mean, I love doing that movie. I got a call on my cell phone, and it was from someone saying, Albert Brooks is on the line. And I was like, what? I was like, is this, like, seriously? Is this a joke? And I for a second, and someone had told me, Albert is doing this movie, he's been looking at a bunch of stuff, and he'll probably, start auditioning, etc. Like, this is something that you maybe get a call for, and then you get an audition for. Like, I didn't expect to get a phone call from Albert Brooks, certainly. And sure enough, 20 minutes later, I got a call from him on my cell phone, and we talked. I don't even know what about, because I was kind of still flabbergasted, and I think I must have said enough to make him be interested enough in me that he invited me to come and meet him. And so then I had a meeting with him, and we talked for a while, and then I didn't hear from him for months. And then I was like, okay, I guess. And then all I kept hearing was, everyone's auditioning for this movie, everyone's auditioning for this movie. And I'm like, I want to audition for this movie. And because I loved him when I'd heard the idea of the movie, as I am about anything having to do about India, I get protective. But then, and I love Albert, and then I met him, and he told me, and I was so excited, and I wanted to be a part of it. And then I said, so then I auditioned, and then I auditioned again, and then again. It was such a long process where I didn't hear anything. And this is a really funny story. Also, is I had friends of mine that were auditioning for the same part, and they would call me, and they said, Sheetal, you should really go in for this movie. And I'm like, I am going in for this movie. I'm up for it. And I would say, why are you saying that? And they said, well, our agents on the breakdown said the prototype of this part is Sheetal Sheth. And I'm like, well, they can get Sheetal Sheth. I don't know why they're telling people that we want someone like her when they can get her. So it was such a weird thing that happens in the business that happened. I mean, I obviously eventually got the part, but it was a long, really hard process, and it was really confidential because of the subject matter. First of all, the story is it talks about war in a way that you don't necessarily see. It's the human, not the humans, not that there's, it's not like some big thing that happens. It's about what would happen on a daily basis to these soldiers that are over there, and maybe the relationships that they end up having with some of the refugees and some of the people that they come into contact with, and what that could end up doing to each other, and how the circumstances around these situations, obviously they're horrendous, but really what the toll that takes on each side. And so it examines that. And I was really excited because I loved the script. The writer-director is this woman, Kimberly Jentzen, who is wonderful, and Jack Green, who is Clint Eastwood's DP from The Unforgiven and a number of other films, Academy Award nominee, brought his whole crew on. He DP'd it. We shot it on film. He brought his amazing crew on set because everyone loved the script. And we all shot it because we wanted to tell the story. And to work with that caliber crew, and Drew, who plays plays a soldier, is fantastic, and he executive produced it. It's not light fare. And I was definitely in a very dark place when I shot it for those days, because what happens to my character is not something that you can kind of even put your head into casually. So it really took a toll on me, but I don't know, haven't seen it fully, but I'm proud of the material that we tried to tackle. It's very new age. It deals with properties that for me I had to really learn about. He sent me the script. I was intrigued. I didn't understand a lick of it. and I play a neurologist who actually understands it all fully and has to end up kind of solving it and explaining it to everyone. And I said to him, you're going to need to help me out here, and I have these speeches and these things that I was like, I have to wrap my head around this. And to be honest, I understood it, and he explained it to me, and when I was on set, and probably for a few months after, but now if you ask me, I probably could never explain it the way that I would need to, because it's really, I mean, it's quantum physics pretty much is the theory behind a lot of this stuff, and it's all about the way the world is connected, and replicants, and like, I'm not even going to explain it well now, but it's cool. It's really cool, and it's sci-fi, and I, being a fan of that, was really kind of intrigued to tell a story about something that I wouldn't necessarily understand on the page, but then when I understood it, it's like, oh, that's kind of awesome. And if you're dramatizing it as a narrative, it's even more fun.